Joining us now to talk about some of these key races in Texas is Congressman Brian Babin. Sir, thank you for coming on. We've got 6 tight races, 3 seats held by Democrats. 1 is an open race. Out of these races, which ones are you, I guess, the most concerned about?
Well, we've got some real tight races, and I don't think Dan Crenshaw's going to have that tough of a race. As you can see, he's a very capable man, and really enjoy serving with him. But we've got some other ones that are, and let me just say, Dan has done an outstanding job at helping our colleagues raise the funds necessary. He's, you know, when it comes to social media, there's none better than Dan Crenshaw.
He's very good, yeah.
But I will say that there are a number of races that are very, very competitive, and we don't want to lose them. You know, Texas 22, Pete Olson's seat. This is Sheriff Troy Nels, got a great candidate. Has been the sheriff out there in one of those counties for a number of years. He's very well thought of. Genevieve Collins running up in the Colin Allred's seat. That's Pete Sessions' old seat. I think she's got a good shot. Beth Van Dyne, great candidate as well. We've got Tony Gonzalez out in Will Hurd's seat. This is going to be very competitive. I've been trying to help all of these candidates as much as I possibly can financially, and also on the phone doing fundraisers for them and going or in person. I went out to Wesley Hunt's district about 3 or 4 days ago. Huge turnout in his district there in Cypress in northwest Houston. He's a great candidate. I think we're going to win. I believe we're going to retain our big delegation here in the state of Texas. We've got to hang on to our state legislature as well, because that's so important to keep when the district's lines are redrawn after the census. Right. We want to be in control of that and not let the Democrats be. And so this is why I think I feel very optimistic. And then as far as the presidential race, I think people are seeing the corruption of the Biden family, of the Democratic Party. I know there's buyer's remorse going on amongst people who have voted early and now trying to figure out if there's any possible way they can change their votes. Yes. Too bad they can't. But I'm telling you, I believe that this revelation of the Biden-China connection, the Ukraine, showing Joe Biden actually bragging that he got a guy fired, a Ukrainian investigator fired by withholding $1 billion in taxpayer money. You know, I don't believe the American people want to see this kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You talk about making sure not to lose some of these House races. There are talks that the House is going to become more and more blue potentially after this election. Are you concerned by that at all? Especially, you know, we've seen the challenge that it's been to just even pass a stimulus bill for the American people. If the House does become more blue after the election, what would that look like?
Well, we can't pass this stimulus bill simply because Nancy Pelosi will not negotiate in good faith. There's $138 billion sitting there unused, which she will not release. She controls the House. She's the Speaker. And quite frankly, this is the reason we can't get PPP out there, which is one of the most successful programs and aspects of the CARES package. And she just won't negotiate. Well, we were willing to put it on the floor as a standalone bill. Release the $138 billion. Let small businesses, not only they're the owners, but their employees, give them some relief. It's badly needed. And quite frankly, over the years, when I got out of the Air Force and came back from overseas in 1979, I worked for Ronald Reagan to get him elected. And at that point in time, Texas was pretty blue. And quite frankly, President, then Ronald Reagan, not president, but he did carry Texas, carried in a great landslide victory. And Texas has been red ever since. And we've had a lot of things going on, a lot of immigration coming in from California, New York, Illinois, other states. And sadly, people are fleeing the Democratic policies in those states, the high taxes, the problems that come along with that. And coming down to Texas, where we have low taxes, and bringing their Democrat voting habits down here, and that's really a very
doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it
doesn't
really
make any sense at all. Sir, I want to ask you. You know, here's a headline talking about asking why the GOP is hold on Texas is loosening. that the GOP is losing control of the state, that this is a state that maybe not this year, but soon will turn blue. There is a shift happening. What do you attribute to that shift?
Well, I think just what I said, people immigrating from other states, bringing their Democratic voting habits. We've had an open border for decades. Neither party's president would ever secure the border in the right way. We have a 14th Amendment that is interpreted as an anchor baby, birthright citizenship. They come over here illegally, have a baby, and that's their anchor baby that's now a citizen. And this is a real problem, and I think this has hurt Texas. But I'm not giving up on Texas, folks. Let me tell you, we've lost the metropolitan areas. There's no question about that. The big cities are now voting blue for all the reasons that I gave. But rural Texas is still strong. We saw rural Texas come to the rescue of Senator Ted Cruz, and I think we're still going to see that. I see an enormous amount of energy and excitement for President Trump. The man has kept every single campaign promise he's made. The wall, he stood up for First and Second Amendment. He's lowered taxes. He is tried single-handedly, essentially with executive orders, secured our border.
He's done a tremendous amount, sir, and yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on. He talks about it at the rallies. He's got a lot to brag about. Congressman Brian Babin, thank you so much for your time. Good to see you, as always.
You bet, Rob. Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay.
All right.